no, Johnny. We're not here because we gotta be here. We're here because this is where we wanna be. We're back, baby. We got our money, we got our crib, we got our hoes.
And most of all, we got them ECW tag team belts.
And let me tell you something. We're back to where we belong. We're back when we're gonna face Tasmaniac Sabu. We know where we have to be to beat you. We smell it. We smell the blood in the air.
How beautiful it is.
Where people can taste it and like it.
Because you know, Sabu, Tasmaniac, it's not no other reason. It's a matter of survival. And we survived on these streets all our lives. And we're back here because we know, come the 17th, holiday hell, we're surviving. So I'm going to reach down your throats. And I'm going to rip your hearts out. And I'm going to eat them before your carcasses hit the ground. Rockabye, baby. Shooters planted on his head. 2 and 3. The Tasmaniac and Sabu have defeated the world-famous Malenko. And Jason just kicked Paulie in the back of the head. Here comes 911. 911's got Jason by the throat. 911's got the pit bulls by the throat. Double choke slam. Paulie is going berserk, and all hell is broken loose here in the jam-packed ECW Arena. Talk about experiencing the difference. The Pitbulls and Jason are running for their lives. 911 is on their tails. Back in the ring, the Malenkos are working over the Tasmaniac. Here comes the Public Enemy. And now they're working over Sabu, while the Malenkos work over the Tasmaniac. They're stretching him out. Sabu with the moonsault press on the ECW Tag Team Champions. And the Malenkos are still stretching the Tasmaniac. Backflip onto Johnny Grudge. Rock as well, but Rock brings up the knees. Remember, Sabu's got injured ribs, and the Malenkos are not letting up with a Tasmaniac. No, they're gonna stuff pile drive him. They'll break his neck for sure. And Paulie coming to the aid of Sabu. As much as I hate him, I gotta admit, that was a gutsy move. Attacking Johnny Grudge, but one he may pay for. The Tasmaniac cannot help Paulie and Sabu. The Malenkos have him tied up. Sabu is clutching his neck, which may be broken, and the Public Enemy have brought a table into the ring. What are they gonna do then? It's Sabu's deal. The Public Enemy laying out Paulie on that table and pounding away. Oh, he's not moving. Rocco to the top. Oh my God, Rocco Rock has just put Paulie dangerously through a table. And Sabu is dropped throat first on the top turnbuckle, and the Malenkos are trying to break the Tasmaniac. Dean and Joe Malenko are trying to rip the arms right off of the Tasmaniac like it was a rag doll. They're trying to rip those shoulders right out. Paulie dangerously is not moving. He may be gone for good. This may be the last anyone has seen of the Psycho Yuppie, and Sabu's neck, who knows? It may be broken this time. And the Public Enemy is trying to bring another table into the ring. Oh my, Sabu
Sabu's trying to fight back and he gets dropped once again on that top rope. And they're setting up the table. Sabu valiantly trying to fight off the ECW Tag Team DDT. They want to break his neck. And the Malenkos are making the Tasmaniac watch this. They're setting up Sabu on the table. This is his worst nightmare. Rocco Rock is going to the top. Johnny Grudge is holding him in place. Sabu is trying to get out of the way. And Rocco Rock has just put Sabu through a table. It's his worst nightmare. The Tasmaniac is still being stretched in the corner. Now he's broken free. The Tasmaniac, with almost superhuman strength, has broken free of the Malenkos. He's gone berserk. He's fighting off the Public Enemy, but the damage may have been done. The Tasmaniac, Sabu and Paulie Dangerously have been mugged in effect by the Public Enemy. Paulie Dangerously is clutching his ribs, and never in his entire managerial career has he been beaten like this. And everyone in this sport has taken a crack at Paulie. But he has never been in this kind of pain. Look at his face. The Tasmaniac, who finally found a friend and comrade in arms in Sabu, seems lost. He's alone again, and Sabu suffered his worst nightmare. The man who mastered putting people through tables has been put through one himself by the Public Enemy. The Tasmaniac is beside himself. Sabu suffered the ultimate diss at the hands of the Public Enemy. And Paulie Dangerously may be gone for good. Tonight, here at the ECW Arena, the Public Enemy has committed a capital crime.
Johnny, we're not here 'cause we gotta be here. We're here 'cause we wanna be here. This is the perfect place to train, Johnny. We got everything here. We got tires to pick up and throw. We got barbed wire to run across each other's heads. We got cars to smash into. Oh, Rocco! I took that rock and smashed that glass! And at Holiday Hell, we're gonna kick your ass!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Extreme Championship Wrestling. This is Joey Styles on the road with the ECW, and the international media is having a field day with the incident we just witnessed as the Public Enemy, Flyboy Rocco Rock, and Johnny Grunge once again, ECW Tag Team Champions, committed a capital crime. We saw it right here last week. The Tasmaniac is beside himself. Paulie Dangerously was dealt a beating the likes of which he has never received in all his years in professional wrestling. In fact, all this week, Paulie was unavailable for any comments. And Sabu suffered the ultimate humiliation as he himself was put through a table by a rock and grunge. Sabu, remember, coming off that neck injury at the hands of Chris Benoit, now has to deal with this situation, now has to deal with the two hoodies, the Public Enemy. And on Saturday night, December 17th, at the ECW Arena as part of Holiday Hell 2, the main event has been signed. The Public Enemy has no choice but to defend those tag team title belts against Paulie's combination of the Tasmaniac and Sabu. Also that evening, 911 will take on two men. Nothing new for the Gargantuan. However, this time he's taking on two men who have already formed a cohesive unit. Two very large men in their own right. Jason's Pitbulls will go 2-on-1 with 911. And also that evening, Holiday Hell 2, December 17th, Shane Douglas will defend the ECW World Heavyweight Championship against the man who has once again been named the #1 contender, the All-American Ron Simmons. Remember, Saturday night, December 17th, Public Enemy versus Taz and Sabu. Ron Simmons versus the franchise Shane Douglas. 911 versus the Pitbulls. And right after this break, Too Cold Scorpio will defend his newly won ECW TV title against Jason Shooter Dean Malenko. We are back and we're set for what should be a classic as Too Cold Scorpio is set to defend his newly won ECW television title belt against Jason Shooter Dean Malenko. Perhaps the most lethal man in professional wrestling, the man with ice water in his veins. Let's go back to last week and see how this entire situation evolved involving Jason the Shooter and Too Cold Scorpio. Commissioner Todd Gordon ejected the Shooter from ringside, bullying him for interfering in Jason's matchup. Jason then brought out his pit bulls, but once again it was Commissioner Todd Gordon telling Jason the pit bulls are barred from ringside. It was Jason one-on-one with Too Cold Scorpio for the title belt. The pit bulls were kept at bay by Scorpio. It seemed Scorpio had everything going his way. He was going to coast to victory and take the TV title belt from the so-called sexiest man on earth. Scorpio ascended to the top turnbuckle and hit the distant don't miss. But the referee was unable to make the 3 count. The match seemed well in hand for Scorpio when out of nowhere the Shooter emerged from the locker room and interjected himself in the title matchup. Scorpio and the Shooter went toe-to-toe. And Scorpio seemed able to fend off the Shooter as he did the pit bull. Scorpio once again going to the top, hitting the forearm for the top turnbuckle, and just like that, we had a new ECW TV champion. It was Too Cold Scorpio today. For his victory celebration was cut short once again by the Shooter Dean Malenko, who assaulted the new champion with his newly won TV title belt. But the onslaught continued. Neckbreaker by the Shooter Dean Malenko as he pled to win the title belt for Jason. So here we are, Too Cold Scorpio to defend against the Shooter Dean Malenko. The match Todd Gordon signed immediately after the incident we just witnessed. And this one has all the makings of a classic matchup. Both been excellent mat wrestlers, scientific wrestlers. Of course, Too Cold Scorpio loves to take it to the air as well. The Shooter Dean Malenko, no doubt looking to ground Scorpio. He's got to keep him on the mat. Both men showing signs of respect for one another, very cautious early on in this matchup. Nice go behind takedown by the Shooter. Too Cold Scorpio sits out. Nice escape for Scorpio. If this were amateur wrestling, it would be 2 points for the shooter, 1 point for Scorpio. But you can bet this matchup will get extreme. And keep in mind, Scorpio most likely still has a stiff neck from the neck breaker he received from the shooter right here last week. Scorpio with the kick up and the flip escapes from the armbar. Arm wringer of his own. The shooter says, and responds to the forearm and some well-placed knees to the delight of Jason.
Hey, come on. Let's get a clean break here. Come on, let's get a clean break. Come on, clean break. 1, 2, 3.
Malenko shoved back. Nice kick up. Catches a crescent kick right on the point of the jaw. We've got to take a break. We'll be right back. I've got to catch my breath. We are back, and the shooter, Dean Malenko, nicely executed drop toe hold. Now a front face lock on the TV champion. The shooter is so quick. Scorpio now to go behind in a hammerlock. And the shooter wraps his legs around the bottom rope. Both these men so fast, so lightning quick. The shooter now slowing down the pace. A master of ring psychology. He needs to control the tempo of this matchup. Both men now lock up. Greco-Roman knuckle lock. Test of strength as well. More of a test of leverage and balance. As Scorpio is forcing the shooter down. Nice bridge by the shooter, Dean Malenko. I don't think Scorpio's going to execute one of those tonight with his sore neck. Both men leveraging, trying to get the upper hand. A lot of wrist strength involved here.
Come on, he's in the rope. Break it now. 1, 2, 3, rope.
Monkey flip by Two Cold Scorpio. The shooter holds on to the knuckle lock. Scorpio floats over. Now it's Malenko kicking off Scorpio. Back to his feet and in a body scissors. Tosses Two Cold Scorpio. Am I the only one who's never seen that before? I don't mind saying that either. The shooter can do it all. Both men set to lock up once again. Scorpio immediately going to the left arm of the shooter, Dean Malenko. Takes the shooter's leg out from under him. Referee Pee Wee Moore asking the shooter if he wants to give it up. You gotta be kidding. For all intents and purposes, that's a rhetorical question. You're not gonna hear the shooter say, "I quit." As Scorpio now locks his legs around the shooter's neck. Jason looking a bit concerned right now. As the shooter attempts to make his way back to his feet. But Scorpio is leaning down on the shoulder, now riding the left arm and shoulder of Dean Malenko with all 238 pounds. Jason looking very concerned. Notice that Scorpio had his fingers interlocked with the shooter, is bending back on the wrist as well, putting pressure now on the shoulder, the elbow, and the wrist. Over! And now Scorpio making the shooter's Dean Malenko, his own body weight is working against him. As his shoulder is being forced to carry all the weight. And being that Scorpio's an inch, maybe 2 inches taller than Dean Malenko, this is a very effective wrestling maneuver and a wise choice by Two Cold Scorpio. But Malenko now rolls up Scorpio. And that's why the shooter is so dangerous, as immediately he locks on a submission maneuver on Scorpio. And the paint is etched in Scorpio's face. Scorpio able to turn this over. But Dean Malenko now slapped on the STF. Referee John Pee Wee Moore now asking Too Cold Scorpio if he wants to give it up, but Scorpio manages to get his head free from the hold, and now it's Scorpio with an armbar on Dean Malenko. Well, Japanese wrestling has finally invaded the US of A, and it's being brought to you by the ECW. Scorpio now cinching up the arm of the shooter. And he drops back, 238 pounds, creating a lever that pulls up on the shoulder of the shooter, Dean Malenko, and that is how you dislocate, even separate a shoulder. Hitting predicament, 1, 2, and 2 in a court. Jason confirming that was 2. This is a bright. You know, I truly believe this is the type of matchup that separates ECW, 2 count again, from all other wrestling organizations. Sure, we sanction barbed wire matches, you've seen scaffold matches. I mean, we really get extreme, we get violent, we get hardcore and bloody, but we still bring you the finest mat wrestling, the finest technical, scientific, high-flying wrestling anywhere on the planet. And that includes Japan and Mexico. Speaking of high-flying, I think Scorpio heard me as once again he ascends to the top turnbuckle where he's so dangerous. What elevation! 1, 2, and up! 2 and 3/4. The shooter finds the back door. Malenko shot it near side. Scorpio ducks his head. Butterfly suplex coming up. No, Malenko turns him loose in midair. And now it's the shooter locking in a variation of the Scorpion leg lock, death lock, call it what you will. Nobody applies it quite like Dean Malenko. Referee asking Scorpio if he wants to give it up, if he wants to surrender the ECW TV title. Scorpio reaches the bottom rope. Malenko doesn't wait for the 5 count from referee John Pee Wee Moore. He's immediately all over Scorpio. He is a shooter. He is the shooter. Scorpio is brought down knee to knee on top of Malenko's kneecap, and Malenko slapping on another leg lock. And the shooter is trying to pick apart Too Cold Scorpio like a Thanksgiving turkey, body part by body part. Scorpio now dragging Malenko out of the ring. And a straight right hand wobbles the shooter. And that one crossed Malenko's eyes. Scoop and a slam on the shooter. And that one reverberated off every wall of this arena. Remember, no mats here on the floor around the ring at ECW. That's why we are hardcore. That's why we are extreme. Backbreaker on the outside. Look out, here comes Scorpio over the top. This is the tope. The shooter, Dean Malenko, once a true ring veteran, always knows where his opponent is. And now Malenko's fired up. Malenko telling Jason, I'm going to win the belt for you. Scorpio clutching his forehead. I believe he caught the steel guardrail on his way down. Scorpio shot in and catches Malenko's boots right in the face. One count only. Scorpio's foot and arm under the bottom rope. This time Scorpio raking his leg over the bottom rope. Malenko showing no signs of letting up. Scorpio goes in. Scorpio launches himself backwards. After shooter. Talk about impromptu offense or defense, depending on how you look at it. And now it's Scorpio setting up Malenko. Where's he going? Victory roll from the top. He's got Malenko locked up and 2 count on. Jason is speechless. Yeah, I get it, Jason Shooter. Why don't you go make shadow puppets on a wall? Another country. Wait a minute, Scorpio misses the Frankensteiner and lands on the back of his neck. Malenko's going for the neck breaker. No, Scorpio drives it back into the corner. That would have been all for Scorpio. Scorpio. Wait a minute. Scorpio launches himself to the top turnbuckle, goes for the moonsault, but misses! The shooter gets out of the way! Scorpio missed the moonsault! Neckbreaker! That's gotta be all 1, 2, and 3, and just like that, we have a new ECW Television Champion in the shooter, Dean Malenko!
ECW Television Champion, the shooter!
Who's happier, Jason or the shooter? And we'll never know because the shooter shows no emotion. Oh, he almost cracked a smile. No, it's gone. What an unbelievable matchup between two world-class athletes. Let's take it back a few moments. As Scorpio launched himself to the top turnbuckle. Goes for the moonsault, misses. And it was that crucial error that cost Scorpio. Vicious neckbreaker by the shooter. 1, 2, 3. We get a new TV champ. Now we're going to get comments from former WCW World Tag Team Champions, the combination of Cactus Jack and Kevin You're not going to believe this. Chad Austin has headed to the ring. You'd think he would have learned last week after the beating he received. But Chad Austin is back in the ring. And he's got the microphone again?
The truth is, the gutless wonders of the ECW don't want to acknowledge that I'm pursuing my career.
Well, go pursue it somewhere else.
I was dumped by my manager. I was dumped by my partners, my friends, and I was dumped by all you scumbags.
That's enough. Some people never
So I
learn.
went to the greatest wrestling promotion of all time.
He better not.
Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
That's it. I've had enough of this guy. Somebody hold me back. I can take this guy.
The wrestlers are better. The cities are better.
What?
And most importantly, the fans are better than all you scumbags.
What a jerk.
Everything about is better.
Would somebody get turned off out of the ring?
The scumbags. They're nothing like the nice people in the country. The cities are much better.
Go watch Hee Haw.
It's all country.
I think everyone here at ECW has had enough of Chad Austin's comments regarding our wrestling promotion. Oh, wait a minute, the franchise, Shane Douglas is headed towards the ring. This should be interesting.
The athletes are better.
Does Austin have any idea who he's in the ring with?
In the back, and I'm getting ready for my match, and I'm looking real good, and all of a sudden, I hear crap on the loudspeakers. I hear a little punk out here about the greatest wrestling organization in this world today.
Smoky Mountain, right?
Oh boy. Smoky what?
I said Smoky Mountain. And by the way, Mr. ECW champion, they wanted me to give you something. Do you know what it is?
Are you kidding me? Chad Austin just slugged Shane Douglas. What is he thinking? There must be something in the water down in Smoky Mountain. And Shane Douglas just pounding away on Chad Austin. Well, this isn't a wrestling match. This is a lesson. Belly to back suplex. ECW style. That means it was executed correctly. The franchise trying to rearrange the face of Chad Austin like a Mr. Potato Head. I'm giving Austin too much credit. Potato Head knows when to keep his mouth shut. Textbook vertical suplex by the ECW World Champion Austin. And the franchise is all over Chad Austin. Referee John T. Ward grabbing the house mic. You're damn right it's number one.
ECW is number one.
Make him say it. Make him say it. Yeah, you better believe it's number one. And it's about time everybody else in wrestling woke up and figured it out. ECW is number one. And Chad Austin just experienced the difference.
Back to all those rednecks down south and tell them ECW and the franchise rule.
Well, the legend of the most controversial and revolutionary wrestler in this sport continues to grow.
God, that's beautiful. And Rick Steamboat. And they can all kiss my ass.
What I do have is more wrestling ability than anybody in the WWE. And what I do have is time on my side. As the gods would have it, as fate would have it, they call me franchise for a particular reason. Because I'm the man that has taken this sport to the new level. And I have ignited the new flame of professional wrestling. Started the revolution that will swallow up the WWE, that will swallow up the WCW, that will take all the entertainers in this sport that claim to be great athletes and leave them sitting on the sidelines wondering why kissing Ted Turner's ass wasn't good enough. Why kissing Vince McMahon's ass wasn't good enough. And the question goes like this. in 1994, why can't I make a living in professional wrestling? Because you're actors, entertainers, and not athletes. The ECW, Extreme Championship Wrestling, is where the revolution lies. All the rest are pretenders to the throne.
She said it'll be great to be with a man again. Sherry, you earned your paycheck tonight, but don't be afraid, Jimmy Powers, to tell your daughter one day that you lost to the hands of the greatest wrestler in the world today.
I saw the face wearing down, looking like a candle melting in the wind. Ric Flair, Father Time is robbing you of what you once had, of what I've got right now.
Well, it's common knowledge now that the Public Enemy, Flyboy, Rocco Rock, and Johnny Grunge are once again ECW Tag Team Champions, but it may have been the most costly victory of their collective careers, as along the way, in regaining those tag team titles, they made a new enemy. An enemy by the name of Sabu.
As of late has gotten into this habit, and quite frankly, it's not an original idea, if you know what I mean. He's not thinking of, he's doing a cabbage patch. He's not thinking of going, wait a minute, there's Sabu. That's who started this table thing. And now Rocco Rock and Sabu are, here comes 911 and Paulie, that psychopath. What are they doing out here? Oh, Rock, wait a minute. Rocco Rock is set for the first table. Rocco with baseball bat in hand. Mikey really doesn't know where he is. And Mikey catches that baseball bat right in the head. Oh my, 2 and 3. And history has been made. We have new ECW Tag Team Champions.
Following the brawl game, Mikey Whipwreck suffered a concussion. He could not compete in the rematch. However, Mikey chose Kevin Sullivan as Cactus Jack's partner. Cactus said he didn't trust Kevin, but Mikey said he would keep an eye on Kevin Sullivan.
But Mikey, I can't trust him in the most hostile city in the world, November 19th. It's likely to become a 3-on-1 situation.
Cactus, if he turns on you, I will kick his ass.
What you're about to witness is probably the most widely viewed piece of footage we have ever had here at Extreme Championship Wrestling, as once again we show you Flyboy Rocco Rock and Johnny Grunge, the Public Enemy, committing a capital crime.
Rocco Rock going to the top. Oh my God, Rocco Rock has just put Paulie dangerously through a table. They're setting up Sabu on the table. This is his worst nightmare. Rocco Rock is going to the top. Johnny Grunge is holding him in place. Sabu is trying to get out of the way. And Rocco Rock has just put Sabu through a table. It's his worst nightmare.
With the stage set, we now bring you highlights of the Public Enemy versus Cactus Jack and Kevin Sullivan. It's time for all of us to experience the difference.
And the ECW Tag Team Champions, Flyboy, Rocco Rock, and Johnny Grunge, are hot stepping their way to the ring. And the lyrical gangsters of ECW better be ready for what should be a matchup that defines what we stand for here in Extreme Championship Wrestling, as they are about to face former WCW World Tag Team Champions Cactus Jack and Kevin Sullivan. These two have really stolen everything there is to steal as of late, including those ECW Tag Team title belts. Cactus Jack's got an orb! Well, Rocco Rock's got the orb, and he drives it into the ribs. Wait a minute! Kevin Sullivan's got what is left of that shovel after being busted on the skull of Johnny Grunge.
Grunge is busted wide open. Sullivan and Cactus really taking the fight. The Public Enemy now on the outside with the shovel. Kevin Sullivan's got that frying pan. 2, 3 shots. It took 3 shots to send Rocco Rock down, and he's back to his feet. And if Kevin Sullivan is not wearing a face of fear, I don't know who is. Cactus Jack has a piece of a ladder. Johnny Grunge is a mess. So is this matchup. And Jack plants a chair into the skull of Johnny Grunge. And Jack straddles the steel guard railing and is now wearing a chair like a necktie. Johnny Grunge is using that cookie tray as a weapon. And Cactus Jack responds with a crutch. A cookie tray, a crutch that stings. These are a few of their favorite things. Cactus Jack, Kevin Sullivan, and the Public Enemy are taking this matchup for the ECW Tag Team title to the extreme. Sullivan's got that title belt, and he cracks Johnny Grunge right in the head with it. Wait a minute, Cactus Jack smiling at Kevin Sullivan and hits the double arm DDT. And Jack is smiling at Sullivan. It wasn't too long that double arm DDT laid out Kevin and his brother Dave on TBS. Jack's laughing at Sullivan, and he hits the double arm DDT again. And Sullivan doesn't find it humorous. And Cactus just spit on the ECW title belt. Remember when he did that on the WCW belt? And Sullivan cracked Cactus Jack. And there's Mikey. Mikey's taking out Kevin Sullivan. Mikey Whipwreck now feeling the effect of punishment dished out by the Public Enemy and the sadistic Kevin Sullivan. Oh! Mikey and Cactus in real trouble now as the Public Enemy reigns supreme. Mikey, to his credit, keeps getting up. He kept his promise. He said he would watch Cactus's back, but Sullivan just too much for Mikey. Wait a minute. The Public Enemy trying to take out Cactus Jack, just like they took out Paulie Dangerously, just like they took out Sabu, and now they're bringing in the table. They're gonna do to Cactus what they did to Paulie and Sabu. The ultimate humiliation, as Rocco Rock is trying to become the heir to the throne as the most suicidal, homicidal, genocidal, death-defying maniac. Here's the Tasmaniac! The Tasmaniac and Sabu have hit the ringside area. And now it's the Public Enemy on the receiving end. And Sabu is setting up the tape. Johnny Grunge trying to escape Sabu as well he should, but he's a little dizzy. He's lost a lot of blood. And Sabu plants him on the table once again. Taz hits the belly-to-belly on Rocco Rock. Sabu is in a chair. top turnbuckle. What the hell is he gonna do? Oh my God, Sabu just dropped from a chair on top of the turnbuckle, on top of Johnny Grudge on the table. The Tasmaniac and Sabu have cleared the ring of the Public Enemy. The Public Enemy retained